Hello and welcome to day 29 of our Mindful Mornings, a 30-day yoga challenge to set us up in a more mindful way through movement and meditation. Today's focus is about connection, and we'll be working towards a peak pose of tree pose, which is a really great asana to enhance the sense of connection with yourself, as it requires balance and stability, helping you really to focus on your body's alignment and your grounding. So let's begin. Sitting tall or lying down, get comfy for our 3-minute grounding meditation. Please do subscribe to my channel so you can know what's happening tomorrow and see what else is in store for my YouTube channel. And stick around to the end to find out what today's mindfulness task will be. Begin by either lying down or sitting comfortably as I guide you through the sensations of your body, whatever they may be today. Be aware of any heaviness, discomfort, or fatigue, or perhaps lightness and energy within. Observe which sensations fluctuate and change over time and which remain constant. Pay attention to your reactions and just notice. Are you judging how you slept or wondering how the day will unfold? Instead of trying to push away these thoughts, simply notice them. See if they have any impact on how you feel, and hold these thoughts and feelings with compassion. Now bring your conscious awareness towards your feet, noticing any sensations that may be present. Tingling perhaps, pulsing, or pressure points. Releasing your focus upon your feet and bringing your awareness towards your hands now. Observe any sensations in your palms, fingers, or the back of the hands. And finally, direct your attention towards your breath, noticing the sensation of an inhale and an exhale. Let us remind ourselves that throughout the day, taking a pause and becoming aware of our feet, our hands, or our breath can make all the difference as a way for us to ground ourselves. We're going to start lying down on our backs. Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly shape. So bring soles of feet together and let the knees just travel down and wide. Arms, hands, wherever they feel comfortable. And maybe you could imagine that each exhalation is sending a calming wave of decompression through the muscles within the groin, the buttocks, and the hips. Keep the left leg roughly as it is and start to gently squeeze or guide the right knee in towards you. And as you do that, you might notice that your weight rocks a little to the left side. That's okay. Just see if you can ground the right hip back down into the earth, right side of the back body into the earth. And then I'm just using right hand on the right knee now to see if I can draw right knee as though I'm trying to bring it in towards my right armpit. So it's like we're pulling that right knee diagonally away from the left knee. You might use both hands or just one. Maybe you've got a hand behind the back of that right thigh instead of the knee or the shin. Whatever you need to do with the left hand to feel grounded, supported. And then I'm going to do a little sway. So keeping that hold of the right knee in, start to drop the right knee down towards the earth and encourage lightness and a lift through the left knee. So it does actually lift you up and over. And then let your left knee become heavy again and drop you down towards the left side. So we're just massaging out the lower back, the hips, the buttocks. So a little sway action side to side there. Nice and steady and slow if you can. And then once you drop again towards the right side, start to tuck and swing the left knee up and in. And if you can, your right hand will reach towards your left foot. Maybe you'll grab hold of it, maybe you'll hold onto the shin. Don't worry if you can't reach that foot, you just let the leg sort of travel over. I've taken my foot in my hand there. And then maybe you'll go ahead and open completely through that left arm out to the side. Perhaps you'll start to open the sternum up towards the ceiling and out towards the left side more. If it's comfy, you'll turn the gaze as well. And then we'll start to lift our way back up through to center. Bring soles of feet together and the knees wide, butterfly shape. And then we gather the left knee in this time. So it might be straight down the middle to begin with, and you notice that your weight shifts just with gravity, probably over to the right side. See if you can get heavy through that left hip and begin to widen the left knee. So you're bringing left knee in towards your left armpit. You can use one or both hands there. Let's pause for a moment or two. And then we'll start to encourage the swaying action. So you actually deliberately lift the right knee and you'll drop your weight down towards the left side. And then you'll drop the right knee and your weight will shift towards the right side. So you can roll as much as you like onto the outer hips, depending on sensitivities. And just seeing if we can do a little self-massage through the lower back. And then the next time that your left leg drops towards the left side, start to swing the upper leg, that's your right leg, up and over. Maybe you can go ahead and grab towards your right foot with left hand. Don't worry if you're nowhere near that. And then expand the right arm out to the side. Maybe you'll turn the gaze away towards the right side. And we'll pause. And then slowly coming back through to center. So from here, you might rock and roll up and down your mat, or it might be that you want to roll to one side and then come onto all fours. From here, you're just going to shift the right leg out to the side. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what's going on. Known as gate pose. Start to lift your heart space upright. Right hand reaches towards the right leg and then open through the left side of your body. And the left arm may also lift up and over. And you can explore where you might like to take the gaze. So you might have swiveled just like me on your mat, or perhaps you had the room to keep the right foot just off the mat out to the side. And then lifting yourself up, drop the hands, and then start to drop down if you can onto forearms. And I'm enjoying actually pushing my hips back. To show you again now from the other angle. If you can't come down to forearms, you could always place blocks or bolster under there. And I'm seeing if I can tilt my sit bones up. It could be that you prefer to be further forwards with the hips. Just work into a sensation that feels opening and good for you through inner right thigh, through the left hip crease. And then shift your weight towards downward facing dog. Give that a little pedal out. We'll take a little vinyasa here, so your choice how you flow could be cat-cows, high to low plank. I'm going to choose a high to low. You might drop the knees, chaturanga, perhaps cobra, or even floating thighs for upward facing dog. And then coming to meet in downward facing dog. From here, drop the knees towards the earth, and then left leg out to the side. I'll swivel again, so that you can see what's going on, and then lift your torso. Let's take our side gate. Left hand along the left leg, right hand could just stay to the hip, or it could reach up towards the ceiling or overhead. And taking the gaze where it feels good for you here. So sometimes keeping the gaze low really aids us in a more balanced approach, depending on maybe our mood or how we're feeling. And then lifting ourselves up, and this time dropping the hands, the forearms down maybe. Perhaps you're shifting the weight back. And just noticing what sensations arise for you on the second side. Seeing if we can tilt the sit bones up perhaps. You could have right toes tucked or untucked. Try to modify so that you are feeling into inner left groin. And perhaps you're feeling other sensations through the hamstrings, the glutes, hip crease on the right side. And then we'll lift back up onto hands, toes, downward facing dog. Give that a pedal out. And again, we'll flow here. So your flow that feels right for you in this moment. And we meet downward facing dog. We're going to gently walk the feet forwards. Soften through the knees. And then unravel. Shrug those shoulders. So, tree pose can sometimes be referred to as sort of the first balance pose that you might explore. Beginners. But any balance can be tricky, right, in its own way. And I've sort of filtered a couple of these cues throughout our 30-day challenge when it comes to balance, but I'm just going to break them down again. So some really wonderful tools that can be useful in every kind of balance is my number 3 go-tos. First of all, it's keep breathing. You will be surprised at how we tend to hold our breath in moments of panic, and standing on one leg, for some of us, that creates panic. It certainly creates unease, right? So keep the breath moving fluidly. Try to make sure that it isn't rapid. We want it nice and fluid. And then the second thing is to keep your eyes focused onto something, our dristi. When the eyes travel around, we can feel chaotic, and it means that we often tumble. And then 2 more things that I always talk about is thinking about, so 4 points. They're the most two important ones though, already done. So we want to spread out the surface area that we're working with. So try to spread your toes out. Try to press into all 4 corners of your foot. So right into the heel, You might think, what are four corners? I'm just thinking sort of the front section and the back section. See if you can press in little toe, big toe, and almost lift the arch of your foot, this sort of suction feeling of your foot. And then finally, it's a micro bend in your standing leg. So those are probably the four go-to things that I will always talk about in any balance. The micro bend means that we have to activate the muscles around the knee, and it means that we're not just stacking weight on top of joints, on top of bones. We actually are active in any balance. All right, so just try that through one leg. And I haven't even lifted the other foot. I'm just seeing if I can lift the heel and really focus my energy into the standing leg. Eyes are focused, breathe fluidly, and then just kind of release it, relax it, and we'll swap it to that second side. So there's all this sort of fine tuning going on, right? Same thing. See if you can spread out your toes, grip the earth. Maybe you just lift the heel of the other foot. Breathe with ease, eyes focused, and then just relax. So see if you could notice that switching on of the muscles. We will come to the top of our mat. We're going to turn this into a little mini flow. Standing at the top of your mat, right foot earthed, and then we see if we can bring left foot to inner thigh. Do not overthink how high that leg goes. Just see where you can bring the foot. Maybe the toes are to the earth. Little light squeeze of the glutes, widening that left knee so we feel active and strong. A mini micro bend in the standing leg could be helpful. Then maybe in time you feel like you can begin to straighten the leg more. Thumbs to heart. Let's keep our thumbs to heart in our variation of tree today. We're not changing that up. Hold. Breathe. Feel strong, rooted, grounded in your tree. Feel connected in your tree. We're going to release the left foot from inner thigh, bend through the standing leg, step the left toes back by leaning the heart forwards, hands rise, crescent lunge, straight through to a warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And then windmill the hands down to the mat, step it up top of the mat, let yourself forward fold, melt. And then rise up, inhale, thumbs to heart, exhale. Same thing on the second side. Shift the weight to that left foot. Take your time. Really feel earthed, balance connected to earth and your body. As we take ourselves into tree pose on the second side. Eyes focused. Breathe with ease. Thumbs to heart. You might notice one side feeling more grounded than the other. No judgment here. Just be inquisitive. As we release the right foot, we bring the heart forwards, stepping gently back through the right toes. Hands rise, inhale, high lunge, through to warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior. Windmill those hands to the mat. This time, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Take a vinyasa, perhaps rippling high to low plank. Settle the hips back, child's pose. And then once again, we land onto our spine. Breathe in through the nose, sigh the breath away. We settle in for Savasana. From here, a wiggle of fingers and of toes. We want to roll it off to one side. Gently come and meet sitting on your mat. Thumbs to heart, feeling connected to self. A moment of gratitude for the time you carved out for yourself today. Thank you for joining today's Mindful Mornings. Today's mindfulness task. Take a moment to connect with someone in your life. Reach out to a friend or family member and engage in a meaningful conversation. Try to practice active listening and try to truly understand their perspective. Show genuine interest and empathy, fostering a deeper connection with them. Remember, true connection requires presence and openness. Take this opportunity to strengthen your relationships and cultivate a sense of connection in your life.
Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Not only will this keep you up to date with my offerings, but will keep content like To The Being free and accessible to all.